Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking developments in the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. A move so bold, so unexpected that analysts are saying Russia might not recover from it for the next 100 years. Ukraine has done the unthinkable, and the world is still trying to process how it happened and what it means for the future of global power. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear isn't just another update from the battlefield. It's a turning point in modern history. When Russia first invaded Ukraine back in 2022, few believed Ukraine could hold out for long. The Kremlin expected a quick, decisive victory, maybe a few weeks at most. But instead, what followed was a war that shattered illusions about Russia's military power. And now, after years of grueling combat, Ukrainian forces have pulled off something that not only humiliated Moscow, but also altered the balance of power in Eastern Europe for generations to come. Ukraine didn't just survive, it struck back in a way no one thought possible. This moment began with a carefully orchestrated operation that stunned even Western intelligence agencies. Ukrainian engineers, cyber specialists, and military strategists worked in complete secrecy for months. Their goal wasn't just to take back a few villages or push Russian troops out of a front line. It was to destroy the very foundation of Russia's military dominance. Reports suggest that Ukraine targeted and crippled several of Russia's most critical military and energy infrastructures deep inside its own territory. What makes it so extraordinary is how it was done, not with massive airstrikes or nuclear threats, but with precision technology, intelligence superiority, and sheer strategic brilliance. In one single coordinated operation, Ukrainian forces managed to disable key parts of Russia's satellite communications and logistics networks. This left Russian units on the front line completely blind, unable to coordinate or call for reinforcements. Then came the next phase: long-range drone attacks on vital oil refineries, ammunition depots, and even naval assets in the Black Sea. For the first time in modern warfare, a smaller nation used low-cost, high-efficiency drone warfare to bring a superpower's industrial base to its knees. Ukraine's use of drones has been revolutionary, and this latest operation proved that even one of the world's largest militaries can be paralyzed by innovation and intelligence. But the unthinkable wasn't just about battlefield tactics. Ukraine's leadership also struck at the heart of Russia's global influence. Through diplomatic maneuvering, Kyiv managed to rally unprecedented international support, securing advanced weapons, air defense systems, and even access to shared intelligence networks from NATO members. This united front made Russia's isolation absolute. Sanctions that were once seen as symbolic began to bite harder than ever, pushing Russia's economy into a downward spiral. The ruble plummeted, foreign investment vanished, and industries vital to Russia's military, like microchips, aviation, and oil exports, started collapsing from the inside. And then, Ukraine unveiled its ultimate counter, a move that would cripple Russia's strategic capacity for decades. In an operation that's already being called the energy strike of the century, Ukrainian cyber units launched a sophisticated offensive against Russia's national power grid and energy export systems. This wasn't about causing chaos among civilians. It was about dismantling the infrastructure that funds and fuels Moscow's war machine. Within days, multiple key power stations, refineries, and pipelines were disabled or destroyed. It's said that even with emergency repairs, Russia might not be able to fully restore its energy export capacity for decades. That means no more easy oil profits, no more massive gas leverage over Europe, and no more bottomless war funding. For Russia, this wasn't just a military defeat. It was an economic and psychological collapse. Generals reportedly clashed behind closed doors, accusing each other of incompetence and betrayal. Entire units abandoned their posts. Russian propaganda channels went silent for hours before returning with forced optimism that no one believed anymore. The once feared image of the Russian army, the same one that had invaded Georgia, Syria, and Crimea, was now shattered. The world saw what many in Moscow tried to hide for years: a hollow empire built on corruption, fear, and outdated weaponry. Meanwhile, Ukraine's resilience became a global symbol. For a nation that had once been underestimated, it had now become the embodiment of modern warfare and strategic genius. Ukrainian forces had transformed from a conventional army into a 21st century powerhouse of technological warfare, combining drones, cyber tactics, electronic warfare, and intelligence sharing like no one had ever done before. The results were undeniable. Russia's once mighty Black Sea Fleet reduced to ruins, its missile factories silent, and its command structure in chaos. Western analysts now say that Russia might not be able to fully recover militarily or economically for at least 100 years. That's not an exaggeration. It's based on the scale of infrastructure damage, the loss of global credibility, and the sheer brain drain happening within Russia right now. Thousands of engineers, scientists, and experts are fleeing the country, refusing to work under a regime that has become a global pariah. Without them, rebuilding the industries needed for modern warfare could take generations. At the same time, Ukraine's success has redefined global security. Countries that once viewed Russia as untouchable are now rethinking their alliances. NATO's eastern flank has never been stronger, and nations that were once neutral, like Finland and Sweden, are now part of the most powerful defensive alliance in the world. Even within Russia's traditional spheres of influence, cracks are forming. Former allies are distancing themselves, quietly building ties with the West and preparing for a post-Putin future. And let's not forget the psychological impact. For decades, Russia used fear as a weapon, the fear of its nuclear arsenal, its massive army, its cyber reach. But that fear is gone. The myth of Russian invincibility has been destroyed, replaced by an uncomfortable truth. Power in the 21st century isn't just about size or nukes. It's about intelligence, adaptability, and unity. Ukraine has proven that a smaller nation, driven by courage and supported by truth, can stand up to tyranny and win. The unthinkable act by Ukraine isn't just a victory for one country. It's a victory for the idea that even in an age of authoritarian power and disinformation, innovation and moral conviction still matter. Ukraine's defense wasn't just about territory. It was about proving that democracy, freedom, and resilience can outlast brute force. Every drone that struck a target, every soldier that held a line, every citizen that refused to give up, they've all become part of a story that will be told for generations. As we look ahead, one thing is clear. Russia's defeat isn't just military. It's historical. Its empire has crumbled not with a bang, but with a series of precise, intelligent blows delivered by a nation it thought would never stand a chance. The consequences of this moment will echo far beyond Eastern Europe, reshaping global alliances, redefining warfare, and rewriting the balance of power for the century to come. So yes, Ukraine did the unthinkable. It changed the course of history. It showed the world that courage, strategy, and unity can topple even the mightiest aggressor. And for Russia, this defeat won't just take years to recover from, it might take an entire century. Thank you for watching. And if you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates and deep reports on global conflicts and power shifts. This is Frontline Report, where truth meets the battlefield. Stay informed, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next one.